All right.
because I
Hey
can touch
guys,
it back.
we're live. Shelly is making me do the intro because the last two times she's botched it and she was like, "You do it, my mind is in a million different places." All right, guys, tonight I am super excited. We got Jennifer and Mike Sparkman from Our Shepherd Shepherds on with us. They're going to be at the festival, and Jennifer contacted me, and it's kind of weird. They're in Oklahoma now. They used to live in Edmonton, where Shelly lives. So it's kind of weird. But Jennifer got a hold of me, and she was like, "We want to come to the festival and do our protection dogs." And I'm like, "Let me clear it." I was like, "Give me just a few minutes. Let me clear it. Make sure everything's good." With the girl that runs the venue, and she called me back. She's like, "Yes, everything's good." I called Jennifer back. I'm like, "We're on. Let's do this." And Jennifer just kept telling me stuff. I'm like, "This is going to be awesome," and we're going to get into that tonight. So, Jennifer and Mike, y'all are setting out. It looks pretty in southeast Oklahoma where you're at, but I bet it's hot. So, give us your backstory. We talked just a few minutes about homesteading and some stuff like that. Give us your background, how you went from Edmonton to Oklahoma to having dogs and all this kind of stuff, and we'll weave down the trail and see where it leads.
All right. First off, the Father works in mysterious ways. You know, from leaving Kentucky to get to Oklahoma. Um,
Yeah. Um, Go ahead.
he so for we were Edmonton, Kentucky. Bought some land there. Um, we had a friend of ours lose his life. Real bad situation. It was real hard for us to continue to live there. So I have family up here in Oklahoma, and so we left out Kentucky and moved up here. Me and Jennifer have been doing Our Shepherds now for coming up on 10 years, which is Dutch Shepherds. We breed Dutch Shepherds, breed and train them. I got into dogs back whenever I was 12, doing protection dogs and just training. Jennifer comes from a background of her family was breeders, German Shepherds and Labradors and things like that. So,
Old school working dogs.
yeah, the good German Shepherds, those school good ones.
Yeah. So, long story short, we ended up, we actually met in Oklahoma. Um, and then down the road, we ended up in Kentucky. And we were there for 10 years. We had a homestead there. We were homesteading. We were gardening. We were blessed. There's so many different wild people just don't realize, especially in Kentucky. Not just blackberries, but the elderberries. It goes on and on. And ginseng is one, but we won't talk about that. Um, but just the plantain, yeah, it's just everywhere. And I've used those with our dogs in their diet. So it's really hard moving here to where they don't have plantain, like not on our property. I haven't seen it. There's no elderberries like they grow everywhere there, so it's a little bit different.
Learning curve, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were telling me, we were talking about it, and you told me you're like, it is so different living in Oklahoma as opposed to Kentucky and everything, and it's like nothing. It's so hard to grow stuff out there.
It's yeah.
There's a lot of clay and rock. We found.
Oh yeah.
Different clay. It's a red clay that it's just different.
Very different. Well, that's like, I mean, we had friends out there and people that we had, associated with. So we was already working on a bartering system there. So, I mean, we had friends that, I mean, they had cows and, I mean, they gave us compost and manure. I mean, it was a pretty cool little living situation down there in Edmonton. Miss it.
Every day. So
Wow.
I'm come back because I'll be visiting, get to see my old holler, all of it.
Hey Jennifer, y'all talk just it's still cutting out a little bit. I know y'all are on Starlink, so it's having a little bit of audio. Just talk as loud as you can, because I'm even having trouble hearing some stuff because it just keeps cutting out. But hey, Grit and Grace, how are you? But yeah, so all right, so went from the great state of Kentucky to Oklahoma, and now tell us about the dogs. So you said you've been doing it how many years now?
10 years for the Dutch Shepherds.
10 years. All right. Tell us, well, now, how did y'all, because you said Jennifer got in before she was kind of brought up raising the shepherds and everything. How did y'all get in? Did y'all like get a Dutch Shepherd and then you're like, hey, maybe it's a good idea to start raising and breeding these jokers?
Well, you know how the the Bowling Green Craigslist, how that goes down in the pet section. But one day I had just got out of the hospital. Long story short, I was breeding some wolf dogs, actually, like wolf hybrids at the time. And we really, really fell in love with these dogs, which is a miracle in itself, because the dogs we were watching online, we ended up buying them and some of their siblings. And but there was an ad in the Craigslist in Bowling Green, and it said, "For sale, crazy Dutch Shepherd, cannot train. Yeah, come pick up." And it had the dog on a big old horse lead, like a big old horse lead. So we went there. It was right past Bowling Green, out in the outskirts, right there.
Yep.
And there he was. And of course, Mike went out there. The lady brings him out on the horse lead, and she's like, "If your kids are here, they need to go in the car. I'm gonna be fine, I promise." Because she didn't know that we're trainers, or
they've had issues with him before, so
yeah, they had issues with him before, so
they didn't want to be liable. I understand that aspect of it.
I mean,
he was a handful.
He was a handful. He was 8 months old. Came PV. We ended up meeting his breeder. I know her quite well now.
Find out,
yeah. So it was a real interesting thing. Nowadays, we're breeding the FCI. The dogs we were watching videos in Romania, we ended up importing 7, 8 of them now.
Up to 8.
And then we have some American-born ones. So it was pretty cool, the way it all worked out. I mean, these FCIs are night and day compared to the last lineages we had. Not in these are way better. Just I can get more out of them training wise. At 7, 8 weeks old, even sometimes. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, by far.
So were you guys able to train the crazy one?
Yes. Sorry. In fact, he ended up local polices. We won't say which one down there and in your area. And he ended up doing exceptionally well. He found several gigantic Kentucky bucks because he's one of our main trackers. So yeah, he got out of that.
Awesome.
A multi-purpose dog.
Mm-hmm.
So Forrest actually has a question. He wants to know what the difference is between Dutch and German Shepherds.
Sure.
All right.
I mean, obviously location, right? But is there a preference to one over the other, or?
Yeah.
The Dutch one's like chocolate, and the German one's like beer.
Yeah.
Dutch beer. Well, actually, the Dutch Shepherds come mainly from Holland. Ours come out of Romania. Difference between a German Shepherd and the Dutch Shepherd are, for one, size, weight, temperament. The Dutch Shepherd's more compact.
Aptitude. They're able to do a lot more different things aptitude-wise.
Health. They have a lot better health nowadays.
So like the German Shepherds that my wife used to, her family used to breed, I mean, back in the 70s, 80s, before they got into hip dysplasia and all the different bad breeding practices, if you will. But we got away from the German Shepherds. My uncle used to breed them. That's how I learned how to do protection dogs. And so we've gotten away from Shepherds just because health reasons. and how they were breeding them, and just the improper inbreeding, honestly, to people to make money. Um, and when we got into doing Dutch Shepherd, we wanted to do it way different than what everybody else was doing. Um, when it comes, I mean, believe it or not, we were disqualified for being able to buy a Dutch Shepherd here in America
before the crazy one.
Yeah, so that kind of really irked me. Um, that's how you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to do it anyways, type deal.
Right.
So yeah, we got that Dutch, and then of course we had saw the ones that we imported from Romania online. Jennifer had called and got a hold of them, and then we imported them down, and that's when we really started getting into the protection and really getting into the scent work, especially all of our service dogs.
So you train dogs for service dogs too?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That's wonderful.
Prefer to do mainly like veterans, PTSD dogs. It's nothing personal, but
they need it.
We don't like the Walmart girl to bring it in there and it's going to poop in the aisle because she wants better confidence. Or I don't want to be mean.
No, it needs to be said, because a lot of people they're saying it's a service dog, and it's by far.
It's not. Yeah, I see that a lot.
That is one of my huge pet peeves. Is when people are like they'll get their little dog that's not trained or anything, and they jump on Amazon and buy one of the vests and get the little service dog thing, and it's like, your dog is acting stupid, and you're taking this thing in Walmart and Lowe's and everything else. I'm like, I have no problem. I am a big proponent. If you need a service dog for something, that service dog can go anywhere. I would not have a problem sitting at a table right by that person with their service dog eating dinner. But it's those people that abused it, just like everything else. That is, I go in Lowe's and people are running around with little foo-foo, and it's like, that ain't no service dog. I'm like, y'all are just ignorant about it. It does. It absolutely pisses me off.
Well, I think that there's a difference. I don't know. We're probably going to get into something that's going to piss people off, but to me, there's a difference between a service dog that is like for PTSD or for if you have seizures or some kind of medical thing or something like that. There's a difference between a service dog and an emotional support animal. Like, I don't know. Like, when that phrase came out, I was like, what does that even mean? And so then you've got these people screaming at you saying, yes, I can take my cat everywhere I go because it's my emotional support animal or whatever. And I'm like, all right. And if you're one of those people out there that's watching this and that you do that, you just do you, I guess. I don't know.
Everybody's got their opinions about it. I mean, we get calls all the time, can you train my dog to do this so I can get on this flight? And, like Jennifer said, we're about helping our military, the people that actually needs it, when it comes to functionality and, psychology, what I'm saying?
And more than our military, like we've had people called that in the past they have been trafficked or they've been followed and mugged and raped, and they need these dogs. So we're not our effort in the training that goes into that for a dog that's going to get on a plane for them, and there's other people that will, I'm sure. But that's how
it's kind of a fine line, I guess.
Yeah, it's got on one of those fine lines. Well, hey, tell us. All right, and I'm interested in this. From the time the dog is born, you've got a puppy. Tell us, kind of take us through when training starts and stuff like that, and to like how old before this dog is ready to do its thing. And I know it's going to vary, just like people. Some people are 40 years old and they're still act like they're 6 years old.
Yeah, definitely. You want me to answer this one?
Yeah.
So for us personally, training starts whenever the puppies come out. Okay. We start to desensitize. It all depends on what kind of dogs that we're trying to breed up too. If we have like a lot of protection dogs, we're not going to interact a lot with them. But if we have dogs that are going to be going into people's homes, our children will be in there and start to desensitizing the puppy to people, the smells, the touches, things like that. So when it actually comes to training, so like sit down, heel, stay, touch, place, out, leave it, that happens at a later time. But in between that process, there's a lot of rearing that you have to do. So I'm looking for dogs that are going to be service dogs, or I'm looking for dogs that are going to be protection dogs. I'll start dragging a rag around if I've got dogs that I'll be wanting to do prey work and attack work, right? So I'll include that with their rearing of them starting to prey up on chasing stuff, right? So that was kind of a loaded question. There's a lot that goes into it, and again, it all depends on what the client wants in their dog.
So we're constantly watching them.
Yeah,
we're constantly watching them, and again, if it's going to a family, I'm looking for things that I'm going to have to either work on or
nipping behaviors.
Yeah, like if they're, because they're all
jumping.
little sharks. I mean, I can pretend they come out all sweet and cute, but they go through a biting stage once those things come through. So like, yeah, there's things we have to do.
So you're watching for like personality traits, like this one would make a good this kind of dog, and just based on how their personalities are.
And it could change.
Yeah, I was gonna say some personality, but a lot of genetics. You're looking.
Okay.
Again, it all depends. Like for a search and rescue dog, you know what I mean? You're looking for more of those genetics of scent work versus a personality of this is a great dog, right? That can be around, you know, everybody.
The all-around dog.
Right.
So,
cool.
That's what we do.
Wow. Tell us, I want to hear some good stories. I know y'all got some good stories on dogs, and maybe they're owners on owners that come in. They're like, I want this, I want that, or we can do this. I love hearing stories about this because I mean I'm a contractor, so I've got stories of all kinds of stupidness that's gone on job sites, and I love hearing stories like that.
Let you take this one. We get all kinds. The story. I already got one right in my head. Oh yeah.
Without naming any names.
Yeah, so, no, because we love our people, but we have put them in spice suits and stuff.
Yeah, we had one of our daughter's boyfriend wanted to come date our daughter, and I told her the only way that he was going to go on a date is if he gets in the bite suit. So
with Outlaw, our biggest and newest import at the time, who only knew Romanian, and
getting him off was fun.
Yeah, he was not outing. That means letting go at the time. So there was no.
Yeah, kid, man. He's like 17 years old, and I mean, this dog just launches, and I hits him full blown right in the armpit, and he's biting down, and you could just see the kid wincing, and he's just trying to be.
It moved his hair. I slowed it down. There's videos on YouTube of it, and I won't say his name. If he's watching, because he's in Edmonton. Bless his heart. But,
well, now you know I want to know his name.
After the
live, we'll tell you. No, he was a good kid and everything. And I mean, it was a controlled bite. I mean, it's something that we wouldn't, you know what I mean, put him in any kind of harm's way. I mean, yeah, when she said we just got him, like we had him a few months from Romania, and he was pretty raw. When I say raw, I mean, they have a different way of training than we do. I'll leave it at that.
And then the kid comes over to go on a date with your daughter. You let the dog bite him and attack him, and then y'all move to Oklahoma, and y'all like, I'm out of here.
He's like, I went through hell, man. Like, I just up and left.
Fell in love with them. He actually has, he shares 2 of them with our daughter.
Yeah.
So, no, he fell in love with them.
Yeah, we ended up teaching him how to train dogs, and it was a good relationship.
That's pretty neat.
It was
I don't know. I don't know if I showed up at somebody's house and the parents were like, you got to let our dog attack you before you take it, our daughter on a date. I would second guess that. I would just be like, I don't know if I want to do this or not.
Really, I think a preemptive strike on my behalf to let them know that, you know what a suit, so you better not mess up because you'll feel what a real suit.
His mom is boy,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Daddies will be daddies.
We've done stupid stuff too. We've put e-collars and stuff on our clients.
Yeah.
So that they would understand what they were doing to their own dogs,
Yeah, well,
on their arm.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's clarify. It wasn't on their neck or anything like that. Like, you make us look like we've been shocking people.
But we're not the.
Yeah.
So Forrest wants to know: do clients ever just want a well-behaved pet?
Yes.
Yes.
Majority of the people that get a dog from us, that's what they're looking for. A dog that's going to be safe around children, that's going to be safe around other animals and pets. That's not going to eat grandma's toes, at Thanksgiving. And so the majority of our calls are that. But I would also, a lot of people want that all around protection dog, homesteading dog too. So
now,
since
the election or pre-election, it's picked up.
Yeah, towards the ending of Biden, beginning of Trump again. Yeah.
So does that mean that they're bringing their animals to you to be trained, or are they getting animals from you that you have trained and you just requested, or they request what kind they want or something?
The both. So
okay.
Bring the Dutch Shepherd, the FCI Dutch Shepherd, and we customize training for the owners, from basic obedience, advanced obedience. And then if it's going to be a protection dog, we got to start bite mechanics and stuff like that, or kind of early on, things like that. And then we also do things like tracking, like from scent work to deer tracking to.
We can do article search. We can do
search
blood
and rescue type things. So basically, we can customize just about any training, but we also do it for the public, whether it's local or we have online training, or they can send. We have a lady that we pick delivers dogs just for us. So we could do it from anybody nationwide, and they can have their dogs shipped to us. And we've done it.
I have a Great Pyrenees that I'm half tempted to ship to you.
We're charging triple.
I quit.
Oh my God, he's such a jerk.
He's a couch potato.
He is a couch potato. He's like 120-pound couch potato.
Yeah. Nope, I'm not gonna say anything.
Which, everything that's wrong with him, we did it because we got him. He just turned a year old in April, so we got him in. I want to say it was about this time last year. He was a puppy, and when we brought him home, we got sheep, and so we wanted him to be with the sheep, but our field wasn't fenced in. So my husband, which we've never had a working dog before. Working dogs are a whole different thing that we obviously didn't understand. And my husband's like, well, we need to let him in the house because he needs to bond with us. And I was like, I'm pretty sure he needs to be outside. And he was like, no, he needs to bond with us. We didn't have the fenced in field anyway. So Loki was in the house with us. And so now he goes outside and all of that, but he doesn't live with the sheep. He's not out in the field living with the animals or whatever. Now, when he hears coyotes or something, he will jump our fences and go after them. And that's just something that they do. Like that's, I don't know, inherent to them to do that. But as far as living out there with the sheep and taking care of them on a day-to-day basis, he's like, nah, I prefer the couch.
He's got air conditioning and heating in there. I don't blame him either.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's where we're at now. I'm just like, oh, my God, I can't believe how much I paid for this dog, and he will not do his job.
A lot of people, they want that working dog, but when it comes down to it, because, it's going to be pretty blunt to a lot of people, but the fact of it is the dog was meant for a job. And
yeah.
It's whenever we have that heart of, oh, I'm going to bring him inside. It's raining. Like the dogs don't care whether it's raining or not. To be honest with you, that have sympathy and, empathy for them that, we want to help better. But a lot of the time, exact opposite, and they learn, and that's when you call me and the price goes up because you didn't get a puppy train.
Right.
Oh yeah. Now I've got two Anatolian Shepherd and Great Pyrenees mix for my working dogs. They have never been inside the house. They have lived with the sheep their whole lives. When they grew up and were born, they were born out with the sheep and everything else. And literally, they hate the summertime. They love it. And people are, all these people. It's like it's snowing outside. Bring your animals in. My dogs are out there just laying in the snow, rolling in it. It's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. They love it. And I'm like, just let them be out there. They've got a perfectly warm place for them with straw and everything else. They can get out of the rain, the wind, or whatever. And I'm like, these guys are comfortable. They love it out there.
In the wintertime, Loki would rather be outside than in the house. He doesn't want to be in the house in the winter.
Yeah.
Well, and again, depending on the breed, I mean, we've trained a lot of Anatolian and Great Pyrenees mix. We've found that whenever they made those mixes, they're more well balanced. We had a neighbor, of course. I mean, we can only speak with our neighbor, but it didn't have any training. But I mean, it stayed by those goats night and day. I mean, it would die for them. I mean,
the mother.
Yeah.
She bet everybody. She bet us every time we had to go there. Never remembered.
Yeah, not very social. And again, it's all your environment too, and how you raise your dog. You know what I mean? If you don't have anybody over, they're going to be antisocial. But I mean, if you're constantly around and engaging with people, they're going to be more social because you're more social.
Oh yeah, and like my two dogs. I watched them during lambing season. I just happened to go out to check on the sheep, and I was standing there watching. There was a ewe that was laying down, giving birth. One of the dogs would come about 15 yards from that sheep, and it was sitting there watching. The other one would make a big circle around the perimeter and sniff and make sure everything was cool. Come and sit by that other dog. That dog would get up and make a circle. I mean, it was like Navy SEAL training and all this. It's like, holy cow. I never taught them to do that, anything like that. They were never trained to do that, but that's what they were doing. I'm like, that's cool as all get out.
That's all genetics right there, brother.
Yeah.
This thing is all genetic. And I mean, that's why, I mean, we paid the money that we did was for those genetics. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand that. Oh, I'll just go get a pound dog that's Anatolian Shepherd or Great Pyrenees. That'll do the job. Well, the fact that it is the price range, and it depends on where you got it from. I mean, there's a lot of farms out there, and especially the Amish people, they make some pretty good deals. I mean, especially livestock guardian dogs. But yeah.
Oh yeah, these came from a guy I knew that he essentially had too many for the amount of sheep he had. And this is a trusted guy. There's some high dollar dogs. And he was like, I've got too many. He's like, I'll make you a deal if you take both these. And I'm like, I know who you are. I know these aren't just some pound yard puppies. Yeah. So I took them and I've been happy as can be with them.
Nice.
So I'm kind of, what, Mike?
I was saying, it sounds like they're doing their job and that's what you got them for,
Yeah, I mean, they're great. I love them. I'm kind of thinking about one of them's getting a little bit older. I'm thinking I'm going to have to replace her in the next year or so just because they don't live super long. I'm kind of thinking about getting a Kangal, but it's overkill. I know that.
It could be.
Could be. It depends on what you're fighting.
But it's cool. You hear everybody's got, they've got an Anatolian Shepherd or a Great Pyrenees. Very few people have a Kangal, and it's kind of like, I've got a Kangal to protect my sheep. So I don't know if I need one or not, but it's just kind of cool to be like, yeah, I've got a Kangal.
And I want, like I've told everyone, I want 8 emus just because I've seen what they could do.
She just wants attack emus with laser beams.
But yeah, I think. But anyway,
Those
Humans
things are
are mean.
Yeah.
Everyone said, you know, that the Kentucky Down Under, where the kangaroos are,
Yeah.
looked mean. They had that big pointing thing. I never knew
Their
they
claws,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
And their feet, they'll rip you wide
I
open.
had no idea that whole time, but they had them in there, and yeah, they're mean.
Yeah. They'll tear you up. I need a Kangol to go with my giraffe that I'm going to get.
Giraffe for lookout tower?
Yeah. Well, my whole plan is I'm going to have a giraffe, and when the end of the world happens, I'm going to get a loincloth and ride my giraffe with a spear down the road. And that's going to be my warlord thing.
And that's why my hind end is staying in Edmonton. Good night.
Stay down, brother. Get them. Go get them.
I mean, realistically, if you saw a guy riding a giraffe in a loincloth with a spear, you're like, I'm not going to mess with that dude. I'm just leaving town.
Yeah.
So it's like he's either got his poop in a group or he's crazy as can be.
Yeah.
So, Jennifer, tell us one of your good stories about the dog. I'm dying to hear this one.
Like all on the spot.
Yeah, you are.
Now that I'm on the spot. Good Lord. Well.
Something about Craig.
Which thing?
Outlawing Craig when he come over to pick his dog up.
Like,
Nuh-uh. They won't hear from you.
oh, I want to. They're in the state. Just say that. I'm not going to say that. But there were some people once that, the crazy dog that we got, they were wanting to do some service dog training. At the time, we were helping these veterans, and we were doing it for free, which the service dog industry did not like. And long story short, he was a vet and all the stuff, and we should have checked, because I still to this day have no idea. But he was blind. And I'm laughing because Mike's going by doing this just to check and see if he's...
Uh-oh.
Starlink. They're on Starlink, so I think Starlink's cutting in and out. Maybe they'll come back in a minute. All right. Well, we'll kind of wait and see. But hey, guys, while we're waiting and not talking about giraffes, let's talk about the festival. Get your tickets. It's coming up. We're what? What is today? What is today? 16th, 17th?
Let me see how much. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks until the festival.
Yeah, 5 weeks until the festival. Get your tickets. We have sold a ton of tickets today. I was screwing around. I look on my phone. I was checking email, and like every time I checked my email, it was like, boom, people are buying tickets. Boom, boom.
I saw that.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, these are the smart folks. They've got their tickets. And also, we've got till the end of the month to, hey, tell them about the special. I'm waiting. Jennifer sent me a message. Tell them about the special this month.
So if you buy a ticket anytime in the month of June, you will be entered to win a place or a seat at the medical training that Refuge Medical is doing. So that medical training, which I've got it pulled up. Hold on a minute. Let me tell you all about it. It's a bleeding prevention course, but let me tell you, Bear, when we interviewed Bear the other night, he said that he was doing is it the first responder class that he does?
It's essentially, they were going to do just bleeding prevention on it, but he's like, we've packed a lot more than just the bleeding prevention in it.
Yeah, so he's doing like the whole class that they normally charge $400 for. You can get that class for $200 at our festival, and it's got all of the stuff packed into it. So if you buy a ticket in the month of June, you will be entered into a drawing to win a seat in that class. Now, if you buy 5 tickets, that means you get 5 entries. If you buy 10, you get 10 entries. So get those tickets, and that way you'll be able to be entered in for that drawing.
Let me see. I think they got it fixed. All right.
There we are.
All right.
it's the Elon Musk internet. They're not.
I've told everyone, you know what, call him.
Hey, I've got a Starlink, and I use it every now and then, and it does pretty decent. I've not streamed anything yet on it, so. But I'm setting on fiber. We've got fiber run to the house, so we're running on that. So, but yeah, and to finish up what Shelly was saying, get your tickets in the month of June. You're going to be registered to win a spot in the refuge class that they're doing. So,
and I just looked on the website. The class is actually sold out.
Is it?
And the other night, Bear added 10 more seats to that class. So, I don't know if you may be able to call Refuge and talk to them. You still may be able to get into the class. I do not control any of that. Jason does not control any of that. So we don't know, but you could call Refuge. And when you call Refuge Medical, you actually get to talk to a real person. It's not a computer or AI or some crazy dude over in, India or something. You actually get to talk to somebody. But Jason and I already have those seats. We did one for, was it April that we did it for?
Yes.
The month of April, and then we purchased one for June. So we've already got those seats set aside. So you may be able to win a seat to this class. It's going to be a pretty awesome training.
And honestly, if you flood Refuge and enough people, they might add an afternoon class, honestly.
Yep.
So, but yeah, if you want a spot in there, call Refuge and see if they can get you a spot in there. We've got our spot. So what's Skane's girl saying?
She said that she can't make it this year, but her friend Hippocrates Garden is coming to KSL. Y'all show him a good time. We sure will, Skane's girl. Yeah, tell him that he's going to have to come up and find Shelly and Jason so we know who he is.
Yeah. All right. Since our Okie friends are back, Mike, tell us what y'all got planned for the festival, because y'all are going to be there. Y'all are going to have dogs. Are we going to have bite suits?
So a bite suit.
Yeah, go ahead. So I'm not going, guys. I've got to stay here at the home front and take care of dogs and make sure everything's copacetic here. But Jennifer and our team's going to be coming out there.
All right.
Go ahead. You want to tell them what you plan on doing?
So we're figuring the first day would be like, I haven't scheduled you. Our dogs. Hold on.
You're fine.
A squirrel farted, didn't it?
A cat, probably, but
yeah, cat's messing with them. Sorry. Go ahead.
You're good.
So Jennifer, we'll have y'all. You and the team will have dogs there.
Yeah, we will. So it'll be like the first day will be a protection, home defense, apprehension, demo. Sorry, I had a blank. And then the second day will probably be the either the stat work, triple C canine, or vice versa. Because on Saturday will be Shabbat, and I can't technically work, but I can. My donkey's in the ditch for the house of Caleb, so we want everything to be donated, like we've talked about. So I'll be there. I'll be able to do a lot of stuff, but my team's there to help too. Excellent instruction that from someone that has so many years of experience, and it's going to be a trip. And to be able to hear the testimony, a lot of people will get to hear that. I mean,
yeah. So the instructor that she's talking about, he's going to be coming down from Canada. Is a really good friend of ours. He's got an our shepherd's dog. So he's going to be part of the team teaching the TCCC, canine TCCC with canine. He's also probably going to be the one in the bite suit. I'm still trying to work out everything there.
We have some stuff we're working on, but because
we got to make sure the dog doesn't prey up on someone in the crowd, and that'd be kind of taboo, you know.
He's got.
That'd be not good.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I like watching the dogs work and all that.
Yeah,
I'm excited too about the as far as the canine TCCC, which is essentially trauma medicine for dogs. If nobody knows what TCCC is. But I'm excited about that because there's not a ton of people that are teaching a lot of stuff like that. And that's not just that's not just if you've got some awesome rock star dog like y'all are breeding. That goes, from your working dog that's out in the field to your house dog, that is a house hippo pretty much. I mean, it goes for all those. So, I mean, it's a valuable something that you can learn and kind of get your feet wet on that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're going to go everything from heat exhaustion, I mean, all the way down to sutures to, I mean, tourniquet to lung punctures. Like, it's pretty in depth. I mean, just like what TJ and them do. I mean, it's very in depth. Me and Jennifer took the refuge training class, and phenomenal guys. I'm telling you right now, you guys are so lucky to pay what you're paying. I mean, it's pretty awesome that they're doing that for you guys. Like, me and Jennifer have been talking about it. Yeah, like, I mean, guys, I'm just gonna let you know right now. If you was to go for just for a dog handling class, I mean, you're looking at about $500. And I keep saying it on the chat, every morning. But I mean, guys, you cannot beat this price. I mean, just for us to go and talk, I mean, you're looking at about $500 a day. So I mean, it's not very cheap to get people that know what they're doing and have experienced this part of life to be able to come out and train you guys. It's phenomenal.
Have the time to do it and come all the way down from Canada and such.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome class. We were super excited when y'all reached out to us.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing, Michael. Like what you're talking about, to have this caliber of people that you can actually, you can drag somebody over and be like, hey, I've got a question for you, and you might spend 15 to 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes answering this question. If you did a call with them in a consultation, they're going to throw down quite a bit of money. So $35 to do that is, I mean, heck, you're going to have access to y'all. You're going to have access to talk to TJ, to talk to William Bond, and talk to all these other people that are experts in their field. It's like, heck, I would pay $35 if I had a question for y'all. I would pay $35, run in there and be like, hey, Jennifer, I've got X, Y, and Z questions. Answer these for me. And then I would scoot out and I'd be like, hey, I spent $35. Jennifer answered my questions for me. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Being that we charge more than $35 for a consultation. So yeah, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah. I mean, it is, it's amazing. And it's crazy how doors have opened for us as we've been doing this, and people we meet. I mean, literally people all over the country, and then in Canada too. Nobody's come up from Mexico yet, so they probably won't since ICE is doing this. But hey, that's beside the point. So, but yeah, I mean, literally, no kidding. People from east to west coast and north to south, we have met people with this, and we've got people that we can call and get them to come out, experts in their field, to do this. I'm just tickled to death with it. And then Jennifer and Mike, y'all called me the day after we had TJ on. You called me and you're like, hey, God put it on our heart and just knocked us down and about what y'all are donating. So I'm not going to steal your thunder. Mike, tell everybody what y'all have donated for the Caleb House auction. When y'all told me, I'm driving down the road and I'm like, holy crap, are you serious? You're going to do this? And you're like, yeah. It's like God threw it on me and was like, hey, we got to do this. So tell everybody.
So for me and my wife, we know people that were in the industry that have been trafficked. Some clients of ours have had children, and yeah, so it hits real close to home for us. So whenever we saw that there was an opportunity to give, me and Jennifer, we've always set our prices at one set price. With inflation and everything like that, we still haven't gone up. For us personally, just the in-depth of training for basic obedience. Most trainers nowadays, they include, it's been a while since other trainers are doing, but usually it's just about sit down, heel, and maybe stay. Mine and Jennifer's program is very deep. We go from sit down, heel, stay, touch, place, out, leave it. That's just basic obedience. So our packages are set, and they always have been set at $2,500. So for me to train your dog to do basic obedience, you're looking at $2,500. So
in-house price. That's the in-house for to I always say 8 if it's one of our puppies, but since it's gonna be whatever dog they have, it'll be a 4 to 12 thing.
So it's not just like you guys are going to have one class. How we're going to have it set up is we're going to be doing online with you guys. So we're going to be able to evaluate whoever wins the tickets or the auction.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in depth. We're gonna be with you guys for a few weeks. But not only are we doing the basic obedience, we're gonna be doing advanced obedience. So it goes into even more deeper training. So you're looking at crate training, potty training, house behaviors, nipping behaviors, depending on what kind of problems they're having with the dog. I mean, I can't say what, you know what I mean? They're going to have problems. I'm going to fix their dog for them pretty much. So yeah, that's
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We appreciate that so much. And I know Caleb House does.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah. I mean, Mike told me that, and I was like, "Holy cow, y'all are going to do that?" I was like, "That." I mean, it just tickled me to death. I was like, "It's amazing." I mean, God's opened a ton of doors on that. Like, I had one meeting with the guy that's helping do the auctioneer, and out of that one meeting, sitting with him, and that goes back to experts in the field. We sat down and ate breakfast, and he opened it up and was like, "You need to do this," and then I was like, holy cow. I called Tap Rack Ridge over in Corbin, Kentucky. I called Robert and was like, hey. And he's like, dude, we just are the venue. He said, you need to talk to the guys that are doing classes. We can't just give you a class. So I called Andrew down at Combat Art Training in Florida. Andrew's like, heck yeah, dude. He said, I'll give you a spot in the summit that they're getting ready to do in Corbin. And he said, I'll give you a spot in any of my 2-day classes I'm doing. And he said, I'll make some phone calls. So then I had somebody else contacted me. They're like, hey, we've got a pistol or rifle class we'll offer. And I'm like, I appreciate it so much. Kayla down at Tactical Response got a hold of me. She said, I'm offering 2 classes for you. And then it just keeps snowballing. I keep getting all these other ideas. Evan from Radio Made Easy has donated 2 spots in one of his Zero to Hero radio classes. Whichever one you want to pick, it's got to be one that he's hosting himself, but he's got two spots in that. So if a husband and a wife want to go to it, or 2 friends want to go, they've got 2 spots in that. Brian and Susan are donating a fair amount of radios for everything. Leslie's is donating a consultation and an herbal workshop. Chronically Healthy is doing a
consultation.
Yeah, Chronically Healthy is doing their consultation stuff. I haven't talked to William Bond yet, but I'm almost 90% sure that he's going to probably throw in a consultation to auction off. So it's amazing. I mean, I don't know. You're probably looking at $30,000 to $40,000 of consultations and experiences that we've got. So I'm just tickled to death.
Yeah. And that's how the Father works. I mean, if the Father's behind it, he'll bless it.
Yeah.
We're worried about, how we're going to get all this, and you know what I mean? And just one after another, they've presented themselves before you.
Oh, yeah. And it's funny, too. Like, I got a hold of some companies to send product for the auction. And, like, every day, UPS boxes have been showing up. And my wife will call me or text me. She's like, hey, you got something from UPS? And it's sitting by the door. When I come in, I grab it and crack it open and look, and it's like there's a brand new $300 chest rig, or there's a bunch of IFACs and stuff. And she looked at me, and I was like, I need to tell her that people are sending this for the auction, and I'm not spending this much money on stuff. So I was like, I have not bought anything new. This is all for the auction, and it's all free. I didn't do any of this. And she was like, I didn't figure you spent that much money on all this stuff. And I was like, no, this is all freebies that's going to the auction. She's like, okay. So I didn't want to think I was spending thousands of bucks on new toys.
I don't know, but I find it hard to believe you haven't tried on some of them plate carriers.
I did. No lie. Truth in advertising. I tried every one on that came in, and I was like, ooh, I like this. I don't really like this one. I need to change this just a little bit. But yes, I've tried them on. So I won't lie about that. And I tell you, Tasmanian Tiger sent one that's pretty nice. I like it. So I'm waiting for Crossfire to get back with me. I'm hoping Crossfire sends their DZ rig. I talked to them the other day, and I'm waiting for that box to show up. Sweet. So, and it is honestly, it's kind of funny. You can call these companies, and Crate Tactical and Tasmanian Tiger are the two companies that have sent chest rigs so far. I literally sent these guys an email, and within told them what we were doing, told them it's for Caleb House for a charity auction. Literally within 30 minutes, I had an email back, and it says, what color do you want, and what's the address to ship it to?
Nice.
And I'm like, man, it's harder to buy something from those companies than it was for them to send me something for free. And I'm like, hey, this is working. I was like, I can't believe some of this stuff. Yes, exactly. So, but yeah. Well, what else? We got Caleb House. We kind of hit that. That's going to be Saturday night. Saturday night, 5:30ish. Something like that, right, Shelly?
I think so.
So that'll be Saturday night. We're going to have a food truck there. If you want to get food, you're welcome to get food. If you don't want to get food, the auction is free to come. We've got 325 seats. So we kind of decided that our goal was not a monetary goal. Our goal was to have standing room only.
Yeah.
So if we can get standing room only, I'm going to be tickled to death. So that's going to be Saturday night. Guys, do y'all got anything else? We're coming up on about an hour. So.
No, I mean, anybody got questions, we'll answer them. But I mean, for us, I mean, we've gone over everything that we do.
Yeah.
I'm
excited about it. So.
Yeah, we'll see about getting you in a bite suit and let you demo a dog.
I totally think we should do that.
Hey, I tell you what can we do for Caleb House?
Well, I guess we could do who can hang on the longest or who can last the longest on a dog bite.
Now remember, he won't even.
I will get the bite suit for a certain amount of money.
Luckily, I know a lot of the police there, so.
No, I don't know. John, he's going to be bringing his tracking dog. I don't know. That'd be kind of fun. Something you guys be able to do. Go and hide and be found by a dog. See what it's like to be found by a search and rescue dog or something like that.
That's something we were talking about, and because we didn't know if we're like stuck into the size of the booth, or if we could extend it, that people can get back for even 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We're gonna have you guys. Aren't we setting them up in kind of a corral area?
Yeah, we were planning. Essentially,
you're going to have bigger than like the average booth. Your area is going to be, because I can't imagine confining dogs to a 12 by 12 foot space. So you're going to have a little bit bigger area than everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll get into the logistics of all that. But yeah, I mean, as far as raising money for Caleb House, I'll jump in a suit and let the dog get a hold of me if we can raise some money for Caleb House.
Yeah.
I'm not real keen on it, but I'll do it. So.
Well, it's kind of like dunk tank, so we're just using dogs.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we get to pot, we need to get a sign. How much money should we raise? $2,000?
Hey, let's let the father determine how much you guys make, not us. We're putting.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will do it. Disclaimer: I'll do it if somebody gives me $10 for Caleb House, but I'd rather have a lot more. So I'll take a bite for $10, but let's see what we can do.
Right. Now, originally I asked Jason the prepper if he was, because I thought he was going to be a speaker. I said, "Would you still get in the suit?" Because it's something we talked about on deployment in Mississippi a few years ago. But he said, I don't think he can make it or something. So I'm all about if you do exactly what I say. Got refuge over there, and we got John in case you miss, something happens, which you shouldn't, you know what I mean?
He'll be fine.
And,
yeah. Well, all right. Forrest has got $10 already. So.
Oh.
There's $30 to the dog biting already.
You got a tourniquet.
Yeah, I'll do it. All right, guys, we got almost an hour on here. It's about time to eat dinner. I've still got to move animals, and it's getting dark. So, Mike and Jennifer, I super appreciate it. Y'all being on here, I appreciate, and I'm super excited that y'all are coming up in July for it. Guys, go get your tickets. Don't forget.
You can find those tickets at www.kentuckysustainableliving.com, and you can see all of our speakers, all of our workshops. $35 for the whole weekend. Y'all, I mean, you're just going to learn all the skills. So go get your tickets.
Yeah. Guys, we appreciate it, and we will be back. Who we got? We got Leslie and Jane Thursday night.
Is that the 19th? It's Thursday. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Leslie with she's going to be talking about the herbal apothecary stuff, and Jane is going to be talking about sourdough. We'll have both of them on Thursday night.
Yeah. So y'all tune in Thursday night, 6:30 Central. I will be on tomorrow morning, 8-ish o'clock, something like that, for a morning show. But guys, we appreciate it a bunch, and we will see y'all Tuesday and Thursday and Friday. So I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Well.